Hey guys, so we are starting a new book today. I'm super excited. Our new book is called The Little Yellow Leaf today. Okay, so before we get started though, I need to show you a few things. I need to show you where your new fluency homework is, and we're going to go over our new vocabulary words. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so if we are on our classroom, Google Classroom page, if you go to classwork and then scroll down to Wit and Wisdom Week 4. Okay, so here is the actual book. Okay, here's your copy of the book for you to use and to look at. Here is our new vocabulary. The good thing about our vocabulary this time is that it is for the next 2 books, not just one. So you'll have about 2 weeks to work on this and to learn these words. We'll come back to the vocabulary. I'm going to show you this first. So this is your fluency homework for the little yellow leaf. So you're going to open it. You're going to open it with Cami, guys. That way, down here, your parents can initial it each night. Okay, now listen. You see it says day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Okay, you're going to read it 3 to 5 times each night. So today is Friday. You're going to read it Friday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. You cannot turn this into me before Thursday morning, okay? Because you're reading it for 4 school days, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? So if you turn it into me before Thursday, I'm going to tell you, you were not finished with this the right way. You did not follow directions, okay? You're going to open it with a Cami so that your parents can initial each night to show that you read it to them or with them, okay? I'm going to read it to you. It says, "It was autumn. In the hush of the forest, a lone yellow leaf clung to the branch of a great oak tree. 'I'm not ready yet,' thought the little yellow leaf, as a riot of fiery leaves chased and swirled round the tree." So you're going to read this. If you can read this on your own to a parent, that is great. If you cannot, they can help you, okay? You can choral read after them or echo read. They say, "It was autumn." Then you will read, "It was autumn." Your parents will say, "In the hush of the forest," and then you would say, "In the hush of the forest." And you can read it like that for the first few times or the first few days until you are really familiar with the words. Okay, so that is your fluency work. The next thing is I want to show you the vocabulary words. Okay, so here are our vocabulary words. All right, so we have the word autumn. Autumn is just another name for fall. It's the season after summer, and it's before winter. We have to beckon. That means to gesture for someone to come to you. And I know you guys have all done this before. Like if you want to tell your friend a secret and you go like this, okay? You're beckoning them to come to you. That's a gesture that you want someone to come to you. That's the word beckon. The next word is amber, and it's a yellowish brownish color. Okay, like if you look at the book, it has like a yellowish brownish color on the book. The color amber. We have the word heaps, and that means to stack a lot of something together in a pile. Like if you take a big, huge pile of leaves and you stack it together, then you have a big heap of a pile. The next word is soar. That means to fly high with a little effort. So like a bird will soar through the sky when they're just kind of gliding with their wings, not flapping, they're soaring. To shimmer means to shine with a glittering light. So if you've ever stood like in front of a pool or in front of a river or a lake and the waves are moving and the sun is shining off of it, and you can see the sunlight shimmering off the waving light, off the waves, okay? That's shimmer. The light is on the waves. The next word is heather, and that is a plant. It's a short plant, short-stemmed plant, and then it has purple and pink flowers. The next word is camouflage, and that means the ability to hide by changing colors. And we know there's lots of animals that can camouflage to hide themselves. And when we go hunting, you have to camouflage so the animals don't see you. Then we have the word remain, and it means to stay put. And then our last word is the word chameleon, and that is a lizard that changes the color of its skin to match its environment. So if I had a chameleon on my shirt, it could turn red, but then if it walked down and sat on my table, it would turn brown because my table is brown. And if it walked and sat on my computer, it would turn black because the computer is black. So the chameleon changes color to match its environment. Okay, so those are your vocabulary words. I want to show you what your journal should look like. So on page 9, this is where you should be, because your vocabulary journal, you had for module 1, let me just stop sharing for a second. For module 1, you had the word inform, directions, observe. On page 6, you had the word cooler and migrate. On 7, you had store and ripe. And then on page 8, you had celebrate and details. That was for the book, How Do You Know It's Fall? Now you're starting the book, The Little Yellow Leaf, and A Color of His Own. So just like on my book here, you're going to write the title, The Little Yellow Leaf and A Color of His Own. The first word is the word autumn. So autumn's going to go first. You're going to draw a line across the page to divide your page in half. The second word is the word beckon. This is all on page 9. Okay. And then you're going to go to page 10. And on page 10, you're going to put the words amber and heaps. On page 11, you're going to put soar and shimmer. On page 12, you're going to put heather and camouflage. And then on page 13, you're going to put the words remain and chameleon. And you're going to write the definitions for each of those words. And then you're going to put an illustration. So just like on here, I have the word autumn. I would write the definition of the word autumn. And then here in this section, I'm going to make an illustration of autumn. Maybe I would just draw a tree with red and yellow and orange leaves. Or maybe I would draw a tree with no leaves and a big pile of leaves on the ground. Okay? So it's up to you what your picture looks like, but it has to match the word and the definition. Okay? So that is your vocabulary journal. That is for 2 books. So you have about 2 weeks to get those done. Okay? And 2 weeks to study those words for our next vocabulary quiz. So this information is already up on your Google Classroom, ready for you to look at it and to get busy on your own. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on our video for today. So please make sure that you have your knowledge and response journal ready because we are going to use it today.
Welcome back, friends. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's get ready. Today you'll need the little yellow leaf Handout 10A, the Notice and Wonder chart, and your pencil. So pause here to gather what you need and hit play when you're ready to continue. During Module 1, we'll continue to think about a big idea, how change impacts people and nature. Today we'll be reading The Little Yellow Leaf, and as we read and notice and wonder, this question will guide our thinking. How does Little Yellow Leaf change? The cover of a book can often give us a clue about the book we're getting ready to read. What clues do the covers of each book give us? The photograph on How Do You Know It's Fall shows us that it is a book about something real or informational text. The illustration on the little yellow leaf gives us a clue that this is a story or a narrative. As I read aloud The Little Yellow Leaf, I'd like you to keep this question in mind. What do I notice and wonder about this text? When we notice, we listen carefully and we look carefully, and we jot down what we notice about the words the author uses, and also what we notice in the illustration. We also use question words to get us started with questions that can capture what we're wondering about. These question words can help us create questions that capture what we are wondering about. Why, who, where, when, what, and how. Remember that you can always pause the video and scroll back, or go back on the timeline to revisit this chart as much as you need to. This is a great time to get handout 10A ready. You'll be writing your notices and wonders on this chart. Pause here and hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so you do not have that worksheet. What you do have, however, is your journal. So you need to make sure that you have your journal, your response and knowledge journal, okay? Make sure that you turn to page 9. On page 9, you are going to write today's date on the top and the title of the story. And then you need to make a chart, notice and wonder. And you're going to be using this while you are listening to the story being read out loud. The first time that she reads the story to you, you're only writing things that you notice, okay? Things that maybe you see in the illustrations, or things that maybe you already know that you noticed she talked about, or things in the wording. We're only doing the notice side. The second time we listen to the story, you will do the wonders, like you're wondering what's going on. You can pause the video to write down your notices and your wonders as she is reading the book if you need to, and then just hit play when you're ready to resume.
Handout 10A is the notice and wonder chart. The directions tell us to jot down observations and questions about how the little yellow leaf changes in the notice and wonder columns. Notice means to see or observe, and wonder means to ask questions. The first time I read the book aloud, really focus in on what you notice. What do you notice about the words the author chose to use? And what do you notice about the illustration? Then I'll read the text again, and that will give you a chance to jot down all the questions you have about the text, what you're wondering about, and what you're curious about. Remember, during the first read aloud, see what you notice on the pages about the words in the illustrations, and jot your notices down on handout 10A in the notice column. The Little Yellow Leaf by Karen Berger. It was autumn. In the hush of the forest, a lone yellow leaf clung to the branch of a great oak tree. What are you starting to notice? I notice the leaf is all alone on the tree, all by itself. I jotted my notice down on handout 10A in the notice column. One leaf is on the tree. Now it's time for you to notice. Be sure to jot down your notices in handout 10A in the notice column. I'm not ready yet, thought the little yellow leaf, as a riot of fiery leaves chased and swirled round the tree. Not yet, thought the little yellow leaf. What are you noticing? Remember, you can always hit the pause button to pause to jot down your notices. As the afternoon sun beckoned and teased. Not ready, thought the little yellow leaf, as the apples grew musty, pumpkins heavy, and flocks of geese took wing. What are you noticing about the illustration and words the author is using? Still not, he thought, as the other leaves gathered into great heaps, crackly dry, where children played. A chill filled the air, and the sun sank slow. What are you noticing about the illustration and the words? Not ready, thought the little yellow leaf, as a heavy harvest moon bloomed amber in the starry sky. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Through the long night, snow flurried, and the little yellow leaf held fast to the great oak tree. Days passed by, and still the little yellow leaf held tight, alone. He searched the bare branches, covered only with a shimmer of snow, alone. And then, high up on an icy branch, a scarlet flash, one leaf holding tight. What do you notice? You're here? Called the little yellow leaf. I am, said the little scarlet leaf. Like me, said the little yellow leaf. Neither spoke. Finally, will you? Asked the little scarlet leaf. I will, said the little yellow leaf. And 1, 2, 3, they let go and soared. Into the waiting wind they danced, up and away and away and away. What are you noticing about the trees? together. Now
Okay, so now what you need to do is you are to pause the video and you're going to take a few minutes to jot down some things that you noticed. Remember, we're only doing the notices. So for mine, I said, I noticed a bunny watching the little yellow leaf. On page 10, I noticed the flock of geese in the letter V shape. And I noticed on page 21 and 22 that it looked like I was looking down at the tree from the sky. Let me show you what I mean. So if I go back to page 10, right there. So if you look here, I see the geese, and they're in the shape of the letter V, right there. And then on page 21 and 22, right here, it looks like I'm above the tree in the sky, and I'm looking down at the tree from right over top of it, and it looks like it's a big circle. It's pretty cool. Those are some things I noticed. So go ahead and you can pause the video and take a few minutes to write down some things that you noticed, and then hit play again, and we're going to listen to the story again, and we're going to listen to, or we're going to come up with some wonders. Okay, so here we go.
book a second time. As I read the book a second time, I'd like you to jot down your wonder questions. I'm going to read the book all the way through, so it's up to you to pause when you'd like to jot down a question. Don't forget to use the question words. Here's a quick reminder of those question words. It was autumn. In the hush of the forest, a lone yellow leaf clung to the branch of a great oak tree. As I look at the tree, I'm wondering, why are there so many leaves on the ground? On my Notice and Wonder chart, I make sure to start my questions on the right side of the chart under the Wonder heading. Now it's your turn. I'm not ready yet, thought the little yellow leaf as a riot of fiery leaves chased and whirled round the tree. Not yet, thought the little yellow leaf. As the afternoon sun beckoned and teased. Not ready, thought the little yellow leaf, as apples grew musky, pumpkins heavy, and flocks of geese took wing. Still not, he thought, as the other leaves gathered into great heaps, crackly dry, where children played. A chill filled the air, and the sun sank slow. Not ready, thought the little yellow leaf, as a heavy harvest moon bloomed amber in the starry sky. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Through the long night, snow flurried, and the little yellow leaf held fast to the great oak tree. Days passed by, and still the little yellow leaf held tight, alone. He searched the bare branches, covered only with the shimmer of snow, alone. And then, high up on an icy branch, a scarlet flash. One more leaf holding tight. You're here, called the little yellow leaf. I am, said the little scarlet leaf. Like me, said the little yellow leaf. Neither spoke. Finally, will you? Asked the little scarlet leaf. I will, said the little yellow leaf. And 1, 2, 3, they let go and soared. Into the waiting wind they danced, off and away and away and away. Together. Take a look at what you noticed about the words and illustrations. The really cool thing about being in a virtual lesson is that you can rewatch the video to add even more notices to your chart before you share it with your teacher or your learning partner. The same goes for your wonders. Feel free to scroll back on the timeline to the story so you can add even more questions that are popping into your head as you wonder about this text. You can also scroll back on the timeline to the question word chart for support. Pause the video here to jot more before we wrap up our learning for today.
Okay, so what you're going to do on your journal, is you're going to make sure that you have notices and wonders for the story. The first time we listened, you did your notices. The second time we did wonders. And I wondered why the little yellow leaf isn't ready. And I also wondered, what does musky smell like? Those are my wonders. So tonight for homework, what you're going to do is you are going to write in your journal. You're going to at least 2 notices and 2 wonders. If you can come up with more than that, that would be great. Just make sure you're using those question words in your wonder section. Remember, they are who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay? Come up with at least notices and at least 2 wonders. Okay? And then you are going to take a picture of your journal, page 9 of your journal, and you are going to upload it into the assignment. And let me show you the assignment. I'm going to switch classes so you can see where it's at. So you're going to come to classwork, and then you'll need to go to Wisdom Week 4, and it's going to say notice and wonder for the little yellow leaf. So then here's a picture of what mine looks like. So this is how yours needs to start, okay? You need to write the date, which will be 9/11, the title of the book, and you're going to do your notice and your wonder, and it's on page 9. Okay, so, and here is the Google slide that you're going to put your picture on. So after you write on your journal, you're going to take a picture with your Chromebook, and you are going to put it here in the book I wrote. Please write 2 notices and 2 wonders in your knowledge response journal on page 9. Then take a picture with your Chromebook and insert it onto the slide. Guys, if you don't know how to do this yet, come up here to this picture, and you can upload it from your computer. And then if you go to recent, it should be in the recent thing. If you go to images, it should be in your images. And then you just click on it and hit open. and it will automatically put the picture in here for you. See, there it is. Okay, or you can come to Insert Image, Upload from Computer, and do it the exact same way. But you need to put a picture of your journal in this slide. Okay, so that will be your homework for tonight, to do 2 notices, 2 wonders on page 9, take a picture, and upload it onto Google Slides. Okay, and don't forget to go ahead and start working on vocabulary journals and do your fluency for homework tonight. All right, okay, so that's it. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.